I'm sorry if you guys can hear the dishwasher going right now, but I'm gonna talk to you guys about some questions I had gotten on Instagram about like my bulk, what is a bulk, what is a lean bulk, which is what I'm doing, how do you do it, like some insight. So I'm gonna dive in. I'm gonna open that book up for you guys and share with you guys what it is and what I'm doing. So first thing, going into any bulk, you guys need to be aware that it's going to be mentally challenging. So what I mean by that is your body is going to change and shape and carry weight and distribute weight differently than you guys have probably ever seen it before, and to be open-minded and to love your body through that whole entire process, because it is difficult. And even though the end goal is super rewarding, which is you're going to probably do a cut afterwards and you're going to be ripped and you're going to have all this extra muscle size on, but it is a little hard getting there because of the excess weight that you're going to be having and carrying, and you're just gonna have to rock it. So remember that going into it. With that, getting into what is a bulk, what's a lean bulk. So a bulk is just when you are eating at a calorie surplus, so some caloric intake that is higher than your resting, like what your body can metabolize, pretty much the calories that you need just to do nothing. It has to be higher than that. The difference between a lean and maybe a dirty bulk is a dirty bulk, you're going to eat whatever you want. You're going to be eating a lot of it, so you're going to be eating that caloric surplus, but it's junk food. It's not really tailored to what your body actually needs. It's not hitting any macros, anything like that. Whereas a lean bulk, which is what I'm ideally doing, is you are trying to achieve and putting on as much size as you can, as much weight, muscle mass as you can, while only putting on the most minimal amount of fat possible, which usually you try to go for 1 pound of muscle or 1 pound of weight is going to be 1 pound of fat. You're just trying to achieve that end result before you start cutting, without having to like have an insane cut because you just ate whatever you wanted to and you just put on size. But we're trying to put on muscle here, not just size. So with that, how long do you do a lean bulk for? What is the time recommendations, weeks, months? You need time to put on size, just like you need time to cut. So with that, you're going to be typically between 6 and 8 months is the time frame that you need to put on a good amount of size. You can always go more than that if you want, but I would not recommend going less than at least 6 months. Now you guys need to figure out how many calories, how many macros, what are your macros, where to even start. So in order to figure this out, what you guys need to do is figure out your RMR or your DTEE or your natural rate of expenditure. So pretty much the basal metabolic rate, which is what your body is burning while just laying down. So literally doing nothing, but what your body uses to do nothing, to just lay there and exist. So once you figure that out, then you will be able to add calories. You can either do that quickly or you can do it slowly and steadily. If you're going to do it quickly, you're going to be adding pretty aggressively with your calories, and your weight's going to go up and your fat's going to go up. So if you are okay with adding on weight, it's not going to be like instantly, but it's definitely going to be a lot quicker than it would if you were to add them slowly. Go ahead and shoot off and add those calories aggressively. But if you want to do it where you have a lean or a semi-lean physique throughout your bulk, you're going to add them in slowly. So we're trying to put on size, but it's going to gradual, so you're not going to just shoot up and your body fat's going to go way up and you're going to hate yourself at the end of this because it's going to be so much work to get that fat off. So you find out your basal metabolic rate and then add calories slowly to that. Interrupting this clip really quick, the part you are about to see got deleted on accident because it happened. So I'm just going to retell you guys what I was just about to say. So excuse one last interruption. With that, you are either going to be counting calories or macros. As of right now, I'm counting macros, but in turn you will be counting calories. I just find it simpler to count macros, especially with the MyFitnessPal app. Just easier to plug it in and subtract from your overall total rather than counting calories. I don't know. Just personal preference. With that, you are going to be manipulating your carbs and your fat. Your protein is going to stay the same throughout the bulk, whereas your carbs and fats manipulate the most. As of right now, mine, as of right now, I've seen the biggest fluctuation in carbs, not so much fat. Typically between my carb cycle, my fat is changing anywhere between plus or minus 5 to 10 grams, whereas my carbs go from a low 120 to a high 200. Just to give you guys an idea. And then about every 2 weeks, you're going to be increasing your macros if you chose that route, or you're going to be increasing your calories depending on which route you took. It's based off of what you see, how your body is changing. Tailor it to what your body is responding to, what you're metabolizing well with, how you're seeing your progress grow and your body and your muscles shape. I've done carb cycling where I've counted it in days of 4. So I've had 1 low day, 2 medium days, and then 1 high day. So it just kind of depends on what you like, what you prefer. Everything is designed for you. I would say depending on which route you took, jot it down so that if you do a second bulk later on in like the following years, you can see which carb cycle worked best for you, whether you did better with higher carbs or higher fats, or what didn't work even, just so it's helpful to see where you've been and then where you're at now. So now we are going to get to the part where you guys ask me on Instagram specifics about my split, about my macros, about all that kind of stuff that I'm experiencing with my bulk. So enjoy the next clip. It's going to be a different outfit, a different look, because I've taken 3 days to record this film now. So enjoy the next part of this Q&A. Pull up IG land. Hopefully shutting the windows behind me. There's no longer a glare. Okay, anyway, ready. Question 1 about the bulk, which we gotta figure out a name for this. What's the most delicious protein powder you have ever tried? The only one that I have tried that I have enjoyed is hands down Gains and Bulk's protein. Their protein is slightly earthy. The slightest, like, if you had to have an amount of earthiness in vegan protein, which there always is, they have the least amount of it. But I use the Ripple almond milk, the unsweetened one, or the vanilla one, and it pairs so nicely together and it is so yummy. But I've also tried the Vega one and not my cup of tea. How much of a difference is there in weights when you're training heavy versus my lighter days? For heavy, my rep range is going to be around 5 and 8 reps for a couple of sets, usually between 3 and 4 sets. So the weight is heavy. I'm not PRing, I'm not maxing out. I want my body to be loaded with the weight, but I want to still be able to move it and move it quite a few times. So keep that in mind. Your heavy days are going to be between, I mean, you can make it up yourself, but typically between 4 and 8 reps is going to be like heavy. And obviously if you're the lower end, so if you're on the 4 side, that weight's going to be a lot heavier than if you're able to rep it out 8 times. And then with my lighter days, I'm repping between 12 to 15, and then if I'm not using any weight, it's around 20. So hopefully that breaks down so that you guys can play around with heavy versus lighter days. Next question, how tall are you? How many days a week do you train legs and glutes? So I'm 5'6", and then I have 2 leg days. The first one is paired with glutes, so it's like more so focused on my glutes and my hamstrings, primarily glutes though. And then my second day is mostly quads, hamstrings, heavier weights. So glutes, I train once a week. Legs, in total, twice. Another question is, what do you eat to hit high levels of protein every day? I mean, there's not one per thing that I'm eating. It's just being mindful of everything you're eating in the day and calculating it to where it's going to hit your high protein intake for the day. Fun one, what is your go-to cheat meal? Right now, my go-to cheat meal, those donuts that I posted a few vlogs back, I think 2 vlogs back, they are like Good Times donuts over in the lab in Costa Mesa. Best vegan donuts, and they have some non-vegan donuts there. But their donuts are everything, and I crave those donuts. Or at least I think about them a lot because they were so good. That would be my favorite thing. Or if I wanted to just enjoy like a full lunch, it would be this place called Sage Bistro in LA. Bomb vegan food. Someone said, train me, but do you offer coaching on the reel? Right now, I don't. Love to do that in the future. That is a huge goal of mine. I just need to get some ducks in a row prior to having that. But be on the lookout. I would love to get that going. end of the year, early 2019. So stay on me about it because I want to, and I want to be a part of your guys' journey, and I want to assist you and see your guys' goals be accomplished. So soon. What app do I use to track my macros? I use MyFitnessPal, this guy right here. And as you can see, sorry about my botched nails, but like you can see like the name of things. Like my morning veggie sausage from Morningstar, it'll tell you the percentage of the carbs, fat, and protein that it has in it. You can play around with like the serving sizes, and it depends on if you get the premium or not, but this FitnessPal I love a lot. There's another one that I've been wanting to try that I just haven't downloaded just because this was already on my phone. A lot of people just in general have asked about like my split and carb cycling and my days and macros and specifics. So I'm just going to tell you what my split is right now. So day 1 is glutes, hamstrings, biceps. Probably one of my favorite days, followed by day 2, which is shoulders and triceps, another favorite. Day 3, which I just did today, was leg day. And then day 4 is my rest day. Day 5 is back. Day 6 is hip thrusters and abs because booty gains. And then day 7 is rest, which you need it. Your body needs to rest. You can't just be going. You need to take time for your body to rebuild, regroup. So I love my rest days. I cherish them. I love them. As far as cardio goes, right now I'm doing 5 days of cardio, 20 minutes on the Stairmaster for low intensity steady state training. I can do my cardio any day that I would choose to. Typically I like to do it whenever I'm already at the gym just for convenience sake because my apartment gym doesn't have a Stairmaster. And then on my rest days I can still do cardio if I choose to. Typically I don't just because I enjoy taking a full rest day, but sometimes the week gets the best of me and you can't always pick. Sometimes it just slaps you in the face. Do you prefer to track calories or macros and why? So I track macros. So I track the macros of your carbs, fat, and protein that are in your food items. I track those. I've always just come up on the approach of tracking macros. I find it super simple just to do the easy math. If you have a total of 100 grams of whatever, fat, carbs, protein to eat the day and you just subtract as you go throughout the day, I think it's just super simple. As far as calories, I have never specifically tracked calories. Don't really have too much to say on that, but I would just say macros is the easiest and, in my opinion, more common than calorie tracking. How did you learn proper form of squats and deadlifts, and how are you so strong? I learned how to squat and deadlift whenever I was in college. A few of my friends were really big into CrossFit and just like Olympic lifting and power training. And so I was fortunate enough to be a part of that group. Then they, showed me the right way to do things, told me how to load, deload my body, things like that. And they were along with me through like my foundational movements. So anytime I got out of whack or anytime, I had like bad positioning, take down the weight, make sure that you're going to be doing it properly because you don't want to go long term and have these horrible habits that are going to be terrible on your body. Even though you think you're in the gym, working out, being healthy and mindful, your body's actually being destroyed because you're loading it improperly or you're having terrible form and it just is a mess. So that is how I learned it. I was with people that knew more than me, which I would always suggest if you're new to the gym, seek higher help. Wisdom is power. Knowledge is power. All of it's power. Learn it, love it, hold on to it, keep it dear and near to you. And then how am I so strong? Because I love pushing fucking heavy weight. In college, I had a good group of people that supported me, and that helps a lot with motivation because if you're in the gym and you're new to it and you're like, I don't know, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, let me just do the lighter one. And you're like, oh, well, it's easy. I don't want to look stupid and do bad form or whatever. And then you're never gonna progress in weight and you're never gonna rip your muscle fibers apart, which is you're gonna grow back together and get you strong. So if you don't slowly progress your weight, you will never be stronger. You're not gonna look bulky. You're not gonna look like a man. You're not gonna look like, I don't know, whatever it is that is holding you back from. So I would say supporting friend group, know that it's going to be difficult and with that you will fail. Countless times I have dropped the bar, countless times I had to bail out, whatever it is, it's happened to me. I've done it publicly in 24-hour fitness gyms. I've done it at my college gym. I've done it at EOS Fitness. Like, it happened. People are gonna look because you're making loud noises, louder than most if you're dropping a barbell on the ground. Yeah, sure, it's embarrassing, but what's also embarrassing is never progressing. That's sad. Always progress, always want more. So that's just the mentality that I had, and I always wanted to be lifting heavy. I enjoyed it. I love seeing my muscle pump. I love seeing veins. Like, call me a bro, but that's what got me motivating, and that's what got me wanting to get stronger. Next question. I know everyone is different, but what is your typical macros in a day? So my macros for this carb cycle, I have my 7 days planned out. So my 4 days are all the same. So my macros, I'm gonna share with you guys. Please know that this is specific for me, not for you. We're different. So I hope you guys can get an idea for maybe what to range your macros like with this information, but tailor it to you guys. But I'm gonna let you know. So for those 4 days, my protein is at 130, my carbs are at 120, and my fat is at 40 grams. Protein pretty much is consistent throughout all 7 days. As far as those 4 days, those are considered my low days. And then for the 5th day, I have 130 grams of protein, 150 grams of carbs, and then 50 grams of fat. So it went up 30 grams, and then it went up 10 grams on fat. As far as my last 2 days, they are my high carb days. So I have 120 grams of protein to hit, I have 200 grams of carbs to hit for both days, and then 45 grams of fat to hit. And I love it. So those are the carbs. Those are my carbs, near and dear to my heart. I have enjoyed them thus far, and I can't wait to see what's next. But right now, that's where I'm at with those. This one I had to answer. Your coach seems super awesome. Is he? Yeah, he's the shit, Nick. You the shit. His handle will be like right over here. He's the bomb. Nothing but praises to sing with his name. Honest truth. We're gonna do a few more questions and then wrap this up. Fave exercises to grow legs and glutes. Hip thrusters, ladies. Grow your glutes with them hip thrusters. They have changed my world. For the longest time, I never did hip thrusters because I didn't like the feel of the bar across my pelvis and the pain that that kind of caused and uncomfortability. I have a pad now from Gains and Bulk that has helped, or most gyms have like the blue thick pad that you can put underneath the bar and in between you and that so that it doesn't hurt. But hip thrusters, love them. I would also say that glute abductors, like the machine where it's like that machine, those two machines have helped my inner thighs and round out my glutes, along with like sumo deadlifts. Those are amazing. Any iso movements on your glutes, because it's gonna get like the full effect of it rather than like your quad getting in the way of it. So focus on iso movements. And then as far as legs, I love squats. I have also started to love barbell lunges. I have seen my quads develop so much with barbell lunges. Stationary is what I've been doing. You can do walking lunges if your gym allows for like the movement. Barbell walking lunges are incredible. It also just depends on like the split that you have going. It really does depend on how you load your body, the exercises that you pair together. Like I said, those would be my favorite though, that if I would put into a workout, it would always be those guys. When will you feature Nick and Kyle in a video and give the people what they want? Well, Kyle, when you and Nick come and visit me, I'll put you guys in a video and give the people what they want.